And welcome to another edition of Zawana Aoriwa.
We'll be bringing you up to date on all that's happening in and around our community. And with that, there seems to be a lot going on and then not a lot of information on all the going-ons in the community. I have a whole bunch of things that we want to talk about, but then it's like, wait, I didn't get a clip from that person yet. This person didn't get back to me. And so as we're going to tape, we're not sure exactly how the show is going to come together by tomorrow, which is Thursday.
Well, I have to tell you, Regan, the community is kind of in a change. It being spring in the next couple weeks. I mean, it certainly feels like spring. Yeah. So there's a lot of people not really actively doing too much, per se.
You know, the time change was this past weekend. Okay, right. We went forward. Okay. Right. So when I woke up on Monday, I hadn't done the time change yet. So I went through the entire weekend still an hour behind everything.
Oh, really?
And nobody mentions anything to me, right? Because I'm just so busy in the world of kids and home and whatever. So I get up on Monday morning and I'm like, you know, I get a text from my brother saying like, you know, we're supposed to meet. What are you doing? You're late. And I was like, well, I'm only supposed to meet you in like an hour from now. And he was like, no, it's spring forward, fall back.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at my cell phone and I'm like, the hell is he talking about? Spring forward, fall back. So I text him back. And he was like, you know, the time change. So I said to my husband, I'm like, did you know there was a time change? He's like, oh, yeah. Now, what if I had gone through the entire week not knowing about the time change?
Right.
Nobody told me. At some point, somebody was going to have to tell me.
I would have told you today.
Well, I would have been late then.
Well, you were late already, so I mean, you know.
Andy might have told me at some point, you know, our tech and so.
Camera guy.
Anyways, isn't that the craziest thing?
You know, I'll have to tell you, this whole time change that's been that's been plaguing a lot of people. I'm okay with it. I'm fine. You know, my
plaguing
time,
meaning like non-adjusting, right?
Yeah, a lot of people have complained. They said, I mean, they've gone so far as to say, listen, I don't understand why I can't sleep now. And I fell asleep at my regular time. I woke up and...
Did you?
Yeah. No problem there. Yes, I'm human. Yeah. But there was no problem in getting up. It's like I'm living pretty decent hours, you know.
I don't know.
Nothing too
I've
strange.
been going to bed late.
Really, yeah?
And waking up late.
Yeah?
Yeah, I woke up at 8 this morning.
That's a little bit different for you. Because I know you're an early riser.
I am normally, but my son and daughter their sleeping is off right now. My son's at the age where he's back up in the middle of the night sometimes. Right. And then Gracie, well, hasn't, you know, had a normal hour sleep since she's been born. Right. So I'm like living off 4 hours of sleep every night. So I'm literally functioning on like 4 hours of sleep. Right. Yeah, I don't need that much hours of sleep. I've adjusted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you'll have to start catching up.
At some point, I mean, it would be nice to know what it feels like to have a normal night's sleep again. But, you know, and now add the time change in there. It's just hairy.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
You know, like with my...
Get out the violin.
Yeah, the little one. No, just kidding. No, I understand how difficult that can be. A couple of days ago, I was saying, you know, how moms should get a salary of some sort or get some sort of...
Cheers.
Or something like
water
that,
in here, by the way.
But yes, it is. But speaking of... money, there's a brand new funding initiative here in Ganawaga, and it was debuted at the Golden Age Club.
Yeah. On Tuesday of this week.
That's right. Tell us a little bit about it.
We went to the press conference. It's called the Ganyakahaga Fund, and it was initiated by OTT. Okay. Original Tobacco Traders. So we're going to go right to that story. $1.2 million may seem like a lot of money these days, especially in a community that is feeling an economic downturn. That $1.2 million figure is what could potentially be dispersed by the new Ganyagahaga Fund in a 1-year period. The fund was created by a group of local businessmen in the tobacco trade. Share Now for the Future has a committee, and the committee is comprised of 4 current members, which are Andrew DeLille Sr., Wahio DeLille, Jeffrey Daibo, and Brian Deere.
A lot of our people have gone into business. They've helped themselves, they managed to help the community. Now they believe that it's time to share with the whole community. And this is what's happening now, and we hope that all other people within our community will eventually do the same thing. But now we're just in the beginning. We're starting with people in dire straits, individuals. We know there are a lot in the community. Organizations, the same thing.
The intent is not to get others to join the association. It's as Hio pointed out, it's to encourage other businesses or individuals that are successful and feel that they are able to contribute to the fund in order to help maintain it.
This group is independent from any organization. So it's something that's not related to council, it's not related to KDSCS, it's not related to recreational group or something. The people in here were selected so that they're in contact with people and could inform the people that they're working with. So keep that in mind. This is a completely independent organization and we would like to keep it that way.
But it's trying to get everybody together who believes in this vision that we have, and I think it's a positive thing. It's the right thing to do.
If you're thinking about applying to the fund or need more information, contact the fund at 450-632-4164.
In more local community news, an institution, well, it became an institution almost overnight. Cafe Delight here in Kahnawake has decided to close their doors. And it's a sad thing, really.
Yeah.
But there's two sides to this story as well. I think, when you're talking about the business, then the new parking laws, I mean, there's absolutely going to be no happy campers in this discussion.
Well, I did speak personally to the owners of Cafe Delight, and without saying anything else, we'll just go right to the story. Take a look at what they had to say. And we also spoke to somebody from Community Protection.
The recent no parking signs erected along the Old Malone Highway have resulted in a dramatic decline in clientele for some local businesses. Mohawk TV spoke to the owners of Cafe Delight, who will be closing their doors this coming Friday, March 26th, as a direct result of the implementation of these new signs.
We've tried several attempts to make arrangements here to get even our employees to park further down, further areas, to give us more parking, but it's just not working. We need that parking on the other side of the street. We can't sustain our business like that. It's just impossible. Our business has almost been cut basically in half. We haven't laid off any staff.
Cut hours.
We've cut some hours.
I mean, we opened our business to make a living, and it's not doing that for us anymore.
When we erected this, there was never a mention of putting any no parking signs. Nobody ever approaches and says, well, you're opening a business. Do you know that in the coming months or in a year from now, you won't have any parking?
It wasn't even an issue.
It wasn't
even an issue.
We know people don't want us to close. We know that because people have told us, right? I mean, they're
sure.
Don't close, don't close. We love this place.
They're not going to pay $40 to park so they can get a coffee. And the bad part is we have, we have 10 people that are going to be out of work. Yeah,
as of next Friday, they'll be out of work.
This is my job. I love my job. I love working here. The people are awesome. It comes down to do something now. Like, what do we have to do? We need help.
Mr. Hamlin states that attempts by Cafe Delight and local businesses to organize limited parking availability amongst Community Protection and the Mohawk Council have failed to produce any results.
Everyone we do ask we're being told to ask someone else, and we've done that. She's made calls to, I said, I talked to Kelly. Is it Kellyanne Malush?
Yeah.
I've spoken to her, and we wrote letters. We've tried to voice as much as we can. Our workers have went to meetings. At this point, they're eliminating the parking completely, not even giving any type of zoning to say, well, okay, we're giving you 30 minutes at lunch. When I spoke to Dennis Laborne, he told us that they might try to issue a zoning area.